oh, I know everything. Okay. Initially yoga करके 2 साल yoga करके I was like मुझे तो सब आ गया. Now,
Right.
what is meditation? Meditation is like being in the now. So
Yeah.
if you can be in the now while doing jharu, or you can be in the now while doing any work that you do, it's
Yes.
meditation, and it's living a spiritual life, and it's living a fulfilled life. If you keep faith within you,
Mm.
if you keep acceptance within you, if you
Mm.
surrender yourself, if you come with the space of love, no ego
Mm.
and no vices, and you be in that state constantly, अगर तुम उस
Mm.
state में constantly रहो,
Mm.
तो तुम्हारी मनोकामना तभी भी पूरी होगी.
बिल्कुल होना चाहिए.
एक टाइम के बाद आप इतनी दूर चले जाते हो अपने आप से कि यू फील यू डोंट नो व्हाट टू डू. एंड आपको फिर एक इंसान चाहिए डिपेंडेंसी कि आपसे प्यार करना बस बोलने में सुनने में सही है,
Yeah.
पर उस तक पहुंचना कैसे, ये आप अगर आप ये पूरा सुनेंगे तो आपको पता चल
Yes.
जाएगा.
Welcome, Swati, to Stree Incredible. And
थैंक यू.
my great pleasure to invite you. For all our viewers, जिनको शायद पता नहीं है, Swati is a very dear friend of me and Karan. And we've been chasing her for a long time. That Swati तुझे आना है आना है. But she was really busy and in all her work, in all her acting schedules. But I think she's made time for us today. Swati, thank you so much. Deeply in
Pleasure is
gratitude
all
for this.
mine, Aman. Seriously, pleasure is all mine, because the subject that we've chosen,
Yeah.
it's something that you know how it's so dear to me. So
Yes.
yeah.
Before we had this conversation, Swati and I have not planned anything. As
Yeah.
all our podcasts are, this is going to be a spontaneous conversation. But yes,
Oh my God.
we've had a very short discussion on what we are going to discuss. And Swati, let me start with that. You know, there were several topics that you and I thought of, or मैंने आपसे पूछा था कि स्वाति हम ये कर सकते हैं, वो कर सकते हैं. But
Hmm.
all the topics that we discussed, right? The topic on
Yeah.
spirituality was something that you chose to speak on today. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, let's start with that, right? What is it about this topic that really touched your heart and made you feel कि hey, इस पे आज मुझे बात करनी है?
See, for me, spirituality, okay, we had to have some term spirituality, and that's why we chose, because for the topic purpose and all. But for me, I have such a vast view on spirituality, which I feel is like a way of life. It can be like on today's day and age, it is so important to have this as a lifestyle. And I wanted to talk about it because I don't call myself spiritual, because I am in a journey of my own where I'm figuring myself out. But even to know how to figure yourself out is very important. And I think it all comes under spirituality, if you want to put it and give it a name and put it under a box.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to talk about spirituality, and because obviously you know that it's been 15 years that I've been um, a very huge fan of yoga, and I am a yoga practitioner.
Yes.
And so yeah, I think yoga is something that has taught me a lot, not just about spirituality, but about a lot of other things about life. And now I think I'm ready to talk about it and share my viewpoints. And if it can be of any help to anyone, it would be great.
Awesome. So before we move ahead, I just thought let me start with this. But before we move further ahead in the conversation, I need to officially introduce Swati, which
Oh
I've
my
not
God.
done
Okay.
till now, which I've not done till now, but I'll keep it very short. So, as I
Yes.
said, Swati is a dear friend, but professionally, Swati is an actor. She's worked in Bollywood films, she's worked in web series. I don't know how many, maybe a couple of hundred or maybe close to 1,000 commercials she's done. And she's been a performing artist for almost a decade now. Uh, and
Yeah.
uh, and the one of the things that I think would probably make this conversation very interesting is uh, हम हमेशा ये सोचते हैं that spirituality एक ऐसी चीज है जो सिर्फ कुछ लोग कर सकते हैं, right? And you know it is reserved for some special people with some special ambitions, with some special purpose in life. But in my conversations with Swati, I've realized that the beauty with which she integrates her philosophy of spirituality with her acting and with her work and with everything around, that is something that I really admire, and I hope that we can bring that up in our conversation today. So once again, thanks a lot for coming, Swati.
My pleasure.
Awesome. So Swati, you said that you have been doing yoga for like 15 years now, and there is a journey that you kind of have traveled, and now you feel that you are there where you can talk about it. Tell us a little about your journey. कैसे शुरू हुआ ये, कहाँ से शुरू हुआ, and what's your experience been like?
Uh, See, because I'm from Uttarakhand, it's Devbhoomi, and Rishikesh is the yoga capital of world. So I think I was always, uh, when you have something, you want to run away from it.
Yeah.
So so because I am from Dehradun, and I'm born and brought up, and yoga was always around, and I used to see it, but I used to look away. Okay, and uh, even my family, and that time gym was the thing, that okay,
Right.
this is the happening stuff that's happening, gym.
Yeah.
So yoga I used to always like kind of keep it away. But as a kid, I was an athlete, and whenever we used to practice for district sports or any sports activities, our PT teacher, he used to teach us stretches, and that was my beginning of yoga. But I never really gave any heeds to it. I was like, "ऐसे ठीक है, मतलब कर
Right.
लिया." But then later in life, when I shifted to Bombay, that is when I, for some reason, you go away from the things that you always had but you ignored. And
Yeah.
then, you go away from it. Then finally, you want to see what it really is, and you want to give a bit of importance to it. So that is when I started giving importance to yoga. And I realized that I know quite a lot, because once I remember I was in my first ever class in Bombay, and it was a very tough class, Hatha Yoga class. And I was in the last row, and my teacher called me in the front row. I was in the last row because I thought I don't know anything. They called
Right.
me in the front row because when I looked back, I saw that I am way more flexible than I thought I am, and I can do, I saw everyone else, and I was like, okay, I they got me to the front row because I can do it.
Right.
So that is where it started. And then slowly, it was like a journey where initially I thought, oh, I know everything.
Right.
Okay. Initially yoga करके 2 साल yoga करके I was like, मुझे तो सब आ गया, ठीक है.
हाँ.
फिर उसके बाद लेकिन आता क्या है, ईगो.
Right.
And then ईगो की वजह से तुम्हें लगता है कि okay, now I can teach. So I did almost all the courses possible, yoga courses, and I did everything. जितनी भी class, teacher training, ये वो तो सब किया मैंने. उसके बाद मुझे करते 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 10 साल हो गए, और 10 साल के बाद मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ओ शिट, मुझे कुछ नहीं आता है. And I think after 10 years, we can call it a spiritual journey or whatever, but after 10 years, it actually started when I realized I don't know anything.
Right.
That is when it began, because usse pehle tak to it was like, oh, I know everything. When you come from that space, you don't really learn anything.
Yes.
And
Yes.
once you realize that, okay, it's such a vast thing, it's like
Right.
as vast as universe, and you are
Yes.
this minuscule object, and you don't know anything. That is when your actual growth and actual learning starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my yoga journey, where in between I became a teacher also,
Okay.
and I realized that I am not a teacher. I'm more of a yoga student. So
Right.
yeah, and I think I'm like a student for life, and that is my way of learning and being a yogi.
Super.
That you remain a student.
Yes. So a lot of things I think that you shared right now caught my attention. लेकिन एक चीज मुझे आपसे पूछनी है. बहुत लोग ये समझते हैं that yoga is equal to physical postures and yoga is equal to spirituality. I want to check with you, what is your view on that? Do you think it's about physical postures, or do you think yoga is much more, and how does the whole spirituality piece come into yoga?
तो मैंने हाल ही में पैंडेमिक में एक चीज समझी थी, और वो ये कि You can get enlightened or you can get any wisdom झाड़ू लगाते हुए भी, पोछा लगाते हुए भी, पौधों को पानी देते हुए भी, कुछ भी करते हुए, इवन इफ इट्स लाइक अ वेरी स्मॉल थिंग, बट यू डू इट उस मोमेंट में रह के, अपना सारा ध्यान, अपना माइंड, बॉडी, सोल उस मोमेंट में रह के अगर तुम उस काम को करो, चाहे वो भले ही बहुत ही छोटा काम हो, चाहे वो भले ही बुक पढ़ना हो, या फिर चाहे वो भले ही बर्तन धोना हो, लेकिन अगर तुम उस टाइम पे सिर्फ वहीं पर हो, you will start enjoying बर्तन धोना, you will start
Right.
enjoying झाड़ू लगाना. So when, for me, it's like when compulsion changes into compassion is for me what spirituality is. It's not necessary कि आपको योगा करोगे तभी आप spiritual होगे, कोई जरूरत नहीं है उस चीज की. That is not true. You can be spiritual if you understand that there is no past, there is no future, it is just this present. Like right now you and me talking, this is life. Okay,
Right.
if I start thinking about things, I won't be able to give you answers, or if I'll give you answers, they won't be with this conviction, or they would be mixed with various passing thoughts in my head, and I would not
Right.
enjoy it as much.
Right. Right.
So ऐसा, okay, yoga is an aspect, it is one dimension, it's a tool, I would say, to understand how to be like this, how to be in the moment. So it is
Okay.
one tool. And yoga postures, actually, अगर मैं आपको सही बताऊं तो योगा posture भी एक योग का बहुत छोटा पार्ट है, जो
Yes.
कि लोग इसलिए करते हैं ताकि वो समाधि में बैठ पाए, ताकि वो मेडिटेशन कर सकें.
Right.
So ultimate thing is meditation, and postures, this, that is all to reach there. Now,
Right.
what is meditation? Meditation is like being in the now. So
Yeah.
if you can be in the now while doing jharu, or you can be in the now while doing any work that you do, it's
Yes.
meditation, and it's living a spiritual life, and it's living a fulfilled life, and it's living
Yes.
life in the now. So
Yes. Yes.
you can't really put spirituality, yoga in a box. It's a huge, vast subject, and it all comes together. It all correlates, and it's all interconnected. It's all intertwined, I would say.
Oh. I think the whole definition of when compulsion becomes compassion, right? That is
Yeah,
spirituality. That is like awesome.
yeah. I
And
I, I figured this very recently during pandemic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
It is
reached
it is
this.
also so simple, no? मतलब मैं ये सोच रहा था स्वाति, like when you are sharing this right now, I'm just thinking कि हम लोग कहीं ना कहीं, मुझे पता नहीं क्यों, because of our conditioning or whatever it is, right? हम लोग ये spirituality को इतना complicate कर देते हैं.
Yeah,
Like I think the way you shared it right now, like अगर आप झाड़ू मार रहे हो और आप वहां पर हो in that moment, and you are
yeah.
not doing it out of compulsion, it's coming from a deeper source.
You,
That
you
is
know what?
spirituality.
Let's not make it very fancy.
Hmm.
If तुम झाड़ू लगा रहे हो और तुम ये सब भूल जाओ कि अरे यार मुझे क्यों लगाना पड़ रहा है,
Hmm.
if you do it from the space of love,
Love, yeah,
that's it.
that's
कि
it.
मतलब मुझे करना है, जैसे अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ.
Hmm.
So my mother, okay, she's also a homemaker and she works also. So for a very long time I used to see her कि वो खाना बनाते थे, उनको बहुत, she used to get very edgy, and for a very long time, and I mean, she's uh, she's been doing this for like all her life,
Like all our mothers, like all our mothers,
all our
all our mothers.
mothers, right? So इतने सालों से वो सेम चीज करती आ रही है. तो I just told her, I was like, अगर आप ऐसे चिढ़ के खाना बनाओगी
Hmm.
तो क्या हो जाएगा. मतलब अगर आप सेम यही चीज अगर आप प्यार से करो, हाँ, या
Right,
शांत रह के करो, just see the difference.
right,
Because आप चिढ़ोगी भी तो भी कल आप ही बनाओगी.
right.
हाँ, so might as well just change, try and, like I suggested it to her.
Yes,
हाँ, that just try and shift that thing, and try and not be stressed, or not think कि मैं क्यों कर रही हूँ, and all that. Just do it in the moment
right,
if you really want to do it, or keep a cook, or don't do
right.
it.
Hmm.
you know, don't do it. जिसको खाना खाना हो, जिसको भूख लगती है, वो अपने आप बनाएगा. So she understood it, and you know, for some reason she did it, and yeah, I see a very different mother of mine when she cooks the way as compared to what she used to do. So
Awesome. Awesome. So, Swati, I am also tempted to ask you one more question. You said that you are from Uttarakhand, देवभूमि है, right? और
Yeah.
हम लोग बहुत बार जैसे योगा को स्पिरिचुअलिटी से एसोसिएट करते हैं, हम बहुत बार रिलीजन को भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी से एसोसिएट करते हैं, right? I want to ask you, what according to you is the difference between religion and spirituality?
Okay, so according to me, the main difference is that religion, okay, I'll talk about Hinduism because
Right.
I am a Hindu. So Hinduism is actually, you know, a way of life.
Right.
If you read any Vedas, or if you read, for that matter, Gita, it's all telling you, all of these books and all of these scriptures, everything is telling you about how to live and how to be mentally fine. Every scripture is preparing you to live in Kali Yuga.
Right, right.
It
Correct,
is,
correct.
yeah.
क्योंकि बाकी युगों में तो इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स है ही नहीं, हमको आई थिंक स्पिरिचुअलिटी की जरूरत ही नहीं है. We need it the most right now.
Yeah. Now I will tell you a difference between spirituality and religion. Now what happens that to simplify things, okay, अभी अगर मैं ये philosophical बातें लोगों से करूं कि ऐसे ऐसे ये होता है, फिर तुम ये करोगे वो करोगे, क्या पता सबको समझ में ना आए, पर क्या उन्हें फायदा नहीं होना चाहिए यूनिवर्स के एनर्जी का, या फिर इट्स बेसिक साइंस, राइट? व्हाट योर फ्रीक्वेंसी, यू नो, इट गोज, योर थॉट्स हैव एनर्जी, इट गोज एंड यू नो इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स बैक. All of this exists, right? Like, you know, scientists also say this. So my thing is like action reaction, you know, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction and all of that.
Yes.
So now if I teach people, masses, if I teach them, if I tell them कि यार उनको उनके सामने philosophical बातें करूँ, उन्हें समझ में नहीं आएगा. लेकिन अगर मैं उनको सिंपल एक ये चीज बोलूँ कि देखो, ये भगवान है, ठीक है, हमारे भगवान है, और आप इनसे जो कुछ भी मांगोगे वो आपको मिलेगा, लेकिन आप पे श्रद्धा होनी चाहिए. ठीक है, अब तुम में श्रद्धा है, ठीक है, जब तुम मंदिर जाते हो, लोग जो है वो मंदिर जाते हैं और वो बहुत श्रद्धा भाव से जाते हैं. जब हम श्रद्धा भाव से जाते हैं, हमारे अंदर ईगो नहीं होता है. हाँ, हम सरेंडर होते हैं. ठीक है, हम किसी का उस समय हम कुछ बुरा नहीं सोच रहे होते. हमारे मन में बस एक श्रद्धा भाव होता है कि हम लोग अपने भगवान के पास जाएंगे, हम लोग हाथ जोड़ेंगे, हम लोग कुछ मांगेंगे और हमें मिलेगा. हमारा फेट होता है. ओके, ये चीज. नाउ what happens, you go to a temple, you do that, और वो तुम्हारे लिए हो जाती है चीज, तुम्हारी मनोकामना पूरी हो जाती है, तो तुम्हें भगवान पे और विश्वास होता है. ओके, एंड that is religion. You know, then you do various practices around it. Okay, for me it's not wrong. I mean, religion, you know, for today's day and age, okay, this is a way, this is like a syllabus कि तुम ये करो, ये करो, ये करो, तो तुम्हें ये मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, ये मिलेगा, और मिलता भी है लोगों को.
Yes.
Right? We know so many people like, you know, जो कि भगवान ने हमें बचाया क्योंकि हमने लास्ट में भगवान से कुछ मांगा और हमें मिला.
Yes.
हाँ, तो मिलता है उनको. So this is like a syllabus. Now the difference between spirituality and this. So difference between spirituality is that you understand that faith is God. Okay, and if you keep faith within you, if you keep acceptance within you, if you surrender yourself, if you come with the space of love, no ego, and no vices, and you be in that state constantly, अगर तुम उस state में constantly रहो, तो तुम्हारी मनोकामना तभी भी पूरी होगी. तभी भी पूरी हो जाएगी. So I would say spiritual people, they are a bit lazy. They don't go to the temple.
उनको मंदिर नहीं जाना तो वो अपने अंदर ही मंदिर बना लेते हैं.
Correct. They don't go to the temple, and they manifest because for me, I will talk about myself. For me, faith is God,
Hmm.
and if I have faith within me,
Yes.
I can look anywhere in any direction, and I'm like, okay, this will happen, and it happens most
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of the time, especially.
I remember Swati one thing. मुझे याद है हम दोनों ऑफिस में बैठे थे and we were talking on a similar thing and at that time you had told me something that was very profound. You told me Aman एक बार आप स्पिरिचुअल बन जाओ ना तो ये प्रिंटर वहां एक प्रिंटर था तो आपने कहा कि ये प्रिंटर भी आपके लिए भगवान बन सकता
Correct,
है राइट.
correct, yeah. See, okay, I will also tell you that the because it's uncertain, right? Religion is certain.
Hmm.
Okay, there are temples. Okay,
Yes.
there is something that to look externally.
Externally.
Like
Yeah.
I can look into a temple, I can look into an idol, and I can pray.
Hmm.
Now, spirituality, if I tell people that uh, I think I am God, like thappad marke, they'll be like, what do you think of yourself? They will think like that. What do you think of yourself? Who are you? Huh.
Yes.
So, so path of spirituality, path of it's a path of uncertainty. कोई certainty नहीं है क्योंकि कुछ नहीं है ना. It's limbo. It's
Hmm.
vast. What am I looking at?
Right.
What is my external source? What is my focal point?
Hmm.
There's no focal point, right?
Yes.
So it's a very dangerous path where you can feel lonely, you can feel alone, you can
Yes.
suffer, but then
Hmm.
you have to rescue your own self. You come out of it, you look at yourself in the eyes, and you're like, I did it.
Hmm.
When you are in that state,
Hmm.
everything around me,
Hmm.
there is God in everything. It's like that.
Beautiful. Awesome. मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि मतलब मेरे को भी वैसे लग रहा है my energy is kind of shifting talking to you about this topic. It is so awesome. So Swati, yes, being in the present moment is what spirituality is, right? And I think everything that you said till now, I think nobody can really question that because that is the foundation. ये fundamental चीज है.
Yeah.
लेकिन लेकिन मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है कि how does one really arrive at that space of that mental space that आप वो कर पाओ क्योंकि जैसे आपने बोला राइट कलयुग like for all those people who don't know what कलयुग is in Hinduism there are 4 yugas and Kali is supposed to be the most difficult to live in because there is all temptations and vices and distractions, right? But ऐसा कहा भी जाता है that Kali is the easiest to achieve salvation. So the times that we live in, and let me kind of bring it to our present moment, right? We have got mobile phones, we've got our work pressures, we've got our parties to go to, friends to meet, family to manage, right? ये सब चीजों के अंदर is there really kind of a process or kind of a structure or a system that we can follow that will allow us to reach closer to that state of mind that you are talking about?
Yes, definitely. So, first of all, especially in our country, uh, and I realized कहीं बाहर जाने की जरूरत नहीं. अपने ही घर पे अगर हम देखें, ठीक है, आप अपनी मम्मी को देखो, मैं अपनी मम्मी को देखूं. There is no concept of self-love. Okay. Like I told my mom one day, you should. आपने हम पे बहुत फोकस कर लिया. आप अपने
Yes.
आप पे फोकस करो, अपने आप को प्यार करो. तो हर आंसर मैं अपने आप को क्या करूं, मेरे पे ऐसा क्या है जो मैं अपने आप को मेरे में ऐसा क्या है, मैं अपने आप को क्यों प्यार करूं, ये क्या बात होती है. एंड दैट डे आई रियलाइज दैट इंडियन women or Indian people, they don't know what self-love is.
Yeah.
That it exists, it is something very, very important, but they don't know about it.
True.
And that is when I kind of took it upon myself and I started thinking that कैसे लोगों को पता चलेगा कि मतलब सब बोलते हैं कि ओ अपने आप से प्यार करो. We hear all great gurus and we hear
Yes.
everyone that self love and love
I think
yourself, but
Instagram is also all about self-love only.
all
Everybody
about
is saying self-love.
nobody tells how
How?
what is the syllabus of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the very simple thing that you can do. Okay, and it is not that you have to go somewhere to achieve it.
Hmm.
When you wake up in the morning,
Hmm.
no matter how attached you are to whosoever, okay, give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes to begin with
Hmm.
alone,
Hmm.
where you try and attain nothingness, where you try and go internal, think, no, like, see, just observe the thoughts that are running in your head.
Hmm.
You start from that. हाँ
Hmm.
कि एकाग्र होके अपने मन को शांत करके अपने साथ 5 मिनट बिताओ,
Hmm.
10 मिनट बिताओ,
Hmm.
ठीक है। ऐसे ऐसे करके अपनी प्रैक्टिस को आप 1 घंटा लेके जाओ। कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको बैठ के 1 घंटे में एक्सरसाइज करनी है। अगर आपको नहीं मन है, मत करो। अपने आप से वहां पर जाओ। अगेन, कंपल्शन टू कंपैशन।
Passion. Yeah.
कंपल्शन से इंसान जो है, हमारा पूरा सिस्टम ही यही रहा है बचपन से। अगर हम देखें तो हमारा कंपल्शन ही रहा है कि आपको पढ़ाई करनी
Yes.
है,
Yeah.
करनी
Yeah.
ही करनी है, करनी ही
Yeah.
करनी है। हम लोग इस तरीके से डिजाइन भी नहीं है कि हम लोगों को कोई चीज तुम बोलो कि ये करो और
Hmm.
फिर हमें इंटरेस्ट आ जाए।
Ah.
क्योंकि
Yes.
क्योंकि क्योंकि हम लोगों को बचपन से हम लोग ट्रॉमेटाइज्ड हैं इन चीजों
Hmm.
को लेकर कि तुम्हें ये करना ही करना है।
Yeah.
सिस्टम ही ऐसा है, पूरी दुनिया का सिस्टम ही ऐसा है।
Yeah. Yeah.
कंपल्शन जो है वो हमारे ऊपर बहुत थोपा गया है बचपन से।
Hmm.
आई एम सेइंग, ट्राई एंड फ्लिप दैट, उसको
Hmm.
बदल के देखो।
Hmm.
हाँ, और मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ तो इसको ये इसलिए मत करो। अपने आप से, जो भी आपको, अपने आप से अपने आप को बस 5-10 मिनट दो और फिर धीरे 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 उस टाइम को बढ़ाओ और फिर उसमें चीजें ऐड करने की कोशिश करो जो कि आपके फायदे के लिए हो।
Okay.
जैसे कि टू बिगिन विद, अगर आपने पहले आपने सिर्फ 10 मिनट में सिर्फ बैठ के चाय पी और सिर्फ चाय पीने के बारे में सोचा और कुछ
Hmm.
मत सोचो।
Hmm.
हाँ, जस्ट इफ यू बिगिन विद दैट,
Yeah.
ट्रस्ट मी, इट विल टेल यू सो मच मोर। और जब आपको ज्ञान खुद से आने लग जाता है ना, तो
हाँ.
वो चेंज हो जाता है। इट चेंजेस फॉर यू,
Yeah.
देन यू स्टार्ट डूइंग थिंग्स ऑन योर ओन, देन
Hmm.
यू अंडरस्टैंड सेल्फ लव। मैं अगर
Hmm.
आपको बताऊंगी ना, हाँ, और मैं आपको
Hmm.
अगर बोलूंगी कि ओके, आई कैन गिव योर सिलेबस, पर मैं आपको बोलूंगी ना तो आप बोर हो जाओगे उससे सुनते ही।
Hmm.
हाँ, तो
Because I think your way of self love and my way of self love is going to be different. और
डिफरेंट,
मुझे मुझे ही
एवरीवन,
डिस्कवर करना है मेरे लिए व्हाट इज सेल्फ लव.
exactly, yes, you got it absolutely right. For example, I am a different human being, you are a different human being, my
Yeah.
mother is a different human being, everyone is different. सबके इंटरेस्ट अलग होते हैं, सबकी चीजें जो है वो अलग होती है। आप जितने भी सक्सेसफुल लोगों को देखोगे, हाँ,
Right.
जब उनकी आप बातें सुनोगे तो वो क्या
Hmm.
बोलते हैं, वो ये कहते हैं कि जो वो करते हैं उससे वो बहुत प्यार करते हैं।
Yeah.
यानी कि उनको किसी ने थोपा नहीं कि तू बिलियनर बन। हाँ, तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो इसलिए बिलियनर बना, वो इसलिए बिलियनर
Hmm.
बना क्योंकि उसने अपनी ढूंढ लिया उसने अपना। दे ऑल से, डू व्हाट यू आर पैशनेट अबाउट।
Hmm.
हाँ,
Hmm.
नाउ हाउ टू रीच देयर नोबडी टेल्स,
Nobody tells. Yeah.
so according to me, because I myself have learned it hard way, I taught it
Hmm.
to my mother
Hmm.
hard way, so I will say the only way to do this is spend time with yourself at
Hmm.
least 5 minutes। हमेशा उठते ही बाहर देखने की कोशिश मत करो कि अच्छा ये
Yeah.
अब ये दूसरों पे डिपेंडेंसी थोड़ा सा रखो। डिपेंडेंसी, यू कांट चेंज। अगर आप 40 साल के हैं, 50 साल के, आप एकदम से ऐसे चेंज नहीं हो सकते मेरी 2 बातें सुन के। हाँ,
Yeah.
आप नहीं चेंज हो सकते। हाँ, तो करो जो कर रहे हो, लेकिन अपने आप को बस 5 मिनट स्टार्टिंग में सुबह उठ के देने की कोशिश करो और फिर उसको 1 घंटे तक एटलीस्ट मिनिमम लेके जाओ।
ठीक है.
उसमें आपको जो मन करता है
Hmm.
आप वो करो, और दैट टाइम शुड बी योर ऑनेस्ट टाइम।
Hmm.
उस टाइम पे don't don't contact, don't talk, don't let anyone enter that space.
Yeah.
That is very important, and you will yourself learn what self love is. You will
Yes.
yourself discover so much about yourself, and then you will figure out, and that is where you start
There's
your
a journey for
spiritual
self love.
yeah,
And I
you
think that
start,
is that is your sacred space, right? Like वो 5 मिनट भी हो या 1 घंटा भी हो, that is your space, and don't allow
or
anybody else to come in that space
correct,
and
correct,
trample that
and
space.
यू विल सी द डिफरेंस। मैं आपको एक बहुत अच्छा, और ये आई थिंक बहुत लोग रिलेट भी करेंगे इस एग्जाम्पल से, कि हमारे जो पूर्वज थे, जैसे कि लोगों की नानियां, दादियां, वो लोग बाहर बैठ के चटाई में या चारपाई में बैठ के अपनी मसाज करते थे। तो
Right,
हाथ,
right,
अपने
right.
हाथ मसाज कर रहे हैं,
Yes,
अपना पैर मसाज कर रहे हैं,
yes,
ठीक
yes,
है।
yes.
आज की डेट में आप देखते हो किसी को ही करते हुए? नाउ जो वो करते थे, आप खुद सोचो, हम आज की डेट में हमारी किसी को मसाज करनी होती है, हम दूसरे इंसान को बोलते हैं हमारी मसाज कर दे, ठीक है।
हाँ।
व्हेन वी आर इन लव विद समवन, ठीक है, जब हम किसी से प्यार करते हैं तो हम उसको किस करते हैं,
राइट।
हम उसको ऐसे टच करते हैं,
राइट।
हम उसको हक करते हैं, क्यों?
यस।
क्योंकि जब हम किसी फिजिकल कांटेक्ट करते हैं तो वी
यस।
वी एक्सप्रेस लव,
वी
ओके,
एक्सप्रेस।
we express love. Now, why don't we do it to ourselves? Like, why don't we understand our skin, our body, okay, our muscles?
यस।
Why don't we just massage ourselves? It gives so much. That is the pure form of massage. This is again a syllabus, I would say, one thing of starting the journey of self-love. Where
या।
connect with your own self, say namaste to your own self by, to begin with, just for once, मेरे कहने पर, just for once, take out time and try and massage your body. You will learn so much more, and I'm telling you, even this is such a dimension कि आप उस level पे पहुंच सकते हो जहाँ पर आप अपने आप को खुद, छोटी मोटी चीजें जो है खुद ही से आप अपने जो पेन है समझ के सही कर सकते हो.
यस। यस, आई थिंक दैट्स अ
And
वेरी प्रोफाउंड ऑब्जर्वेशन. अब मुझे भी मतलब व्हेन यू आर सेइंग दिस मुझे भी याद आ रहा है.
it was a practice in our
या।
Hinduism. It was a
या।
practice.
या।
It was a practice. It was a way of connecting to yourself.
कनेक्टिंग टू
हम लोग
योरसेल्फ.
अपने आप से कनेक्ट कहाँ कर पाते हैं अपनी बॉडी से? इट्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट, राइट? जैसे कि हम दूसरों से कनेक्ट करते हैं बाय टचिंग देम,
या।
we have to connect to ourselves, like, by understanding our body to begin with. We
ट्रू.
see, हम लोग जिस घर पे रह रहे हैं वो एक्सटर्नल है, हम एक्चुअली में रह तो इस बॉडी के अंदर रहे हैं ना.
हम्म.
This is our real home.
यस.
So if you
यस.
are not
यस.
connected to your real home, if you don't know your real home, अगर
यस.
आपको अपना घर पता ही नहीं है कि अच्छा वो कैसा है, तो ऑब्वियसली ना आप बाहर ही देखोगे, आप सारा टाइम बाहर देखोगे, अपने आप से आप डिटैच हो जाओगे, अपने आप से आप एक टाइम के बाद आपको पता ही नहीं होगा कि आप हो कौन. और दैट इज व्हेन ऑल द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट. चाहे मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज हो, मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज तो दे आर लाइक क्लिनिकली, एनीवे आई विल नॉट go there, but any issue
यस.
where you feel sad, you feel lonely,
यस.
you feel
आई
क्योंकि
थिंक
तुम
मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यू बनने से पहले भी बहुत सारे स्टेजेस होते हैं, राइट? लाइक जनरल मूड्स, योर थॉट्स, योर फीलिंग्स.
correct,
या.
correct. So all of that happens because you are disconnected with yourself. You are not in your
यस.
body.
या.
You're not in the moment. You are always externally. You're also एक टाइम के बाद आप इतनी दूर चले जाते हो अपने आप से कि you feel you don't know what to do. And आपको फिर एक इंसान चाहिए, डिपेंडेंसी. और
या.
फिर आप अपने सारे जो इश्यूज एंड ट्रबल्स हैं वो उस इंसान पे निकालने लग जाते हो कि तुम्हारी वजह से ये, यू स्टार्ट
Yeah,
ब्लेमिंग,
yeah, yeah. You start
यू नो.
projecting all your things on people and events and experiences around you.
या बिकॉज तुम्हारा खुद का तुम्हें पता ही नहीं कि तुम्हारा घर का है, असली
Correct.
घर. तुम
असली
बस
घर का
अपना
है.
बाहर जो असली घर, किसी कोई अपने असली घर से कनेक्टेड ही नहीं आज की डेट में. सो which is something that I would love to bring back, and I would love to tell as many people ki get connected to your body. No, people say that get connected to yourself. How? To begin with, just
Correct.
massage yourself. Just massage yourself. Be there, massage yourself.
Super.
As simple as that.
Awesome. So, Swati, मुझे बताओ, we are talking about connecting with ourselves, ठीक है? And you also said that at least 5 minutes just focus on your thoughts or just be with yourself, right? मुझे बताओ कि when we connect with ourselves, right? We'll find that source of self-love, we'll find that source of love, we'll find that source of compassion. But it is possible that we may even find things that we don't like, right? We may even find things within ourselves which are not so desirable. क्योंकि सब कुछ हमारे अंदर ही है, right?
Yeah.
So when you connect with yourself, when you look at yourself, लोग बोलते हैं spirituality is going within yourself, right? When you go within, is it that you will also find these things? And if yes, then how does one deal with that?
Okay, so to begin with, again, अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ. जैसे कि मैं नीचे दुकान में गई, ठीक है, रास्ते में जाते हुए मुझे एक बच्चा दिखा, मैंने उस बच्चे को ऐसे ऐसे प्यार किया और मैं आगे बढ़ गई. फिर मैंने देखा कि रास्ते में दो लोगों की लड़ाई, ऐसे आर्ग्यूमेंट हो रही है. मैंने सुना, मैं अंदर दुकान में चली गई, दुकानदार ने मुझे कॉम्प्लीमेंट किया, मैंने थैंक यू बोला, मैं आ गई. अब आप सोचो कि मैं अगर ये 3 जगहों पे जहाँ पर ये इवेंट हुआ, एक्सटर्नल इवेंट्स हुए, अगर मैं उसको पकड़ के बैठ जाऊं कि मैं
Right.
बच्चे को प्यार कर रही हूँ और मैं रुक ही नहीं रही हूँ कि मैं टच, I am clinging on to that.
Yeah.
फिर उसके बाद मैं जाके वो लड़ाई देख रही हूँ, वो लोग लड़ाई करके घर भी चले गए, पर मैं वहीं खड़ी हुई और सोच रही हूँ कि इन्होंने क्यों लड़ाई करी होगी यार, और मैं पागल हो गई हूँ। फिर उसने, दुकानदार ने मुझे कॉम्प्लीमेंट किया और मैं अटक गई वहीं पर ही, और मैं रुक गई। और मैं एक्सपेक्ट करी कि और कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर मुझे, और कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर, और व्हाट विल हैपन, what will happen? We lose time,
Yeah.
we will cling on to these things, it's same is the thing with your thoughts.
Hmm.
Your thoughts are like your breathing, you know it's by default, it will come, it will go. Okay, some thoughts will be good, some thoughts will be bad. Same way, because your thoughts make you as a human being, right? So
Right.
you also, whatever you become, whatever you are, it will be good and it will be bad, क्योंकि आप इंसान हो, भगवान नहीं हो।
Right.
आपके अंदर अच्छी चीजें भी होंगी, आपके अंदर बुरी चीजें भी होंगी। उसको अगर आप देखो, दूर से देख के उसको अगर जज ना करो, और समझने की कोशिश करो उन थॉट्स को, और जाने दो, उनको क्लिंग करके ना बैठो। हाँ, जैसे कि हम लोग, जैसे मैं, अगर मैं शॉप में गई और मैं बच्चे को प्यार करके निकल गई, फिर मैंने नहीं सोचा ना, मैंने नहीं क्लिंग किया ना।
Right.
तो अगर एक्सटर्नली हमारी लाइफ में ये सब हो रहा है, इंटरनली दिमाग में भी तो हो रही है ना चीजें, तो हम क्या करते हैं, जो बुरे थॉट्स होते हैं ना, उनको लेके बैठ जाते हैं,
Hmm.
हम
Right.
उनसे अटैच हो जाते हैं, और
Correct.
फिर वो हमारी सारी मिजरी क्रिएट करता है।
Yes. Yes.
जो इंटरनल मिजरीज की मैं बात कर रही हूँ, एक्सटर्नल तो ऑब्वियसली इट्स ऑल सर्कमस्टेंशियल, वेयर मेनी पीपल दे हैव मनी प्रॉब्लम्स, मेनी पीपल दे हैव इन रिलेशनशिप प्रॉब्लम्स, ऑल ऑफ दैट इज देयर,
Hmm.
okay, but at the same time I'm talking about internal issues that are there.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
we don't cling on to those thoughts and we realize that thoughts are thoughts, they are not, they don't exist in
Hmm.
reality, like they, it's up to you if you can make them a reality, or you let them go and you see them and you let them go and you
Yeah.
remain. It's like, they keep saying calm in the chaos.
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's just that you have
Yeah.
to be calm in the chaos, let things happen. जैसे आप बिना सोचे भी ब्रीदिंग कर रहे हो, वैसे
Yes.
बिना सोचे भी आपके अंदर थॉट्स आएंगे, आप
Yes.
सोचोगे तो भी आपके अंदर थॉट्स आएंगे। आप
Yes.
कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो, आप सिर्फ क्या कर सकते हो, इसे ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो।
Right. Right.
ऑब्जर्व अगेन विद कंपैशन, विद लव।
Yeah.
चाहे वो बुरा भी है, हमारे
Hmm.
बच्चे अगर बुरे होते हैं तो क्या हम उनको प्यार नहीं देते हैं? देते
Right.
हैं ना। तो अगर हमारे थॉट्स अंदर बुरे हैं, या फिर हमारी कुछ बुरी चीजें हैं,
Hmm.
उनको उसको प्यार से देखो, और फिर
Yeah.
उसके बाद अगर मन करता है तो चेंज करो। सिंपल
Yeah.
एज दैट।
Sounds simple, but
It is,
I think it
it
is
is
not
not,
so simple. It is not so
it is
simple.
not so simple. It is a practice.
It is a practice. Yeah.
It is a
Swati,
conscious practice.
talking about practice, I
Hmm.
also remember like जब हमारी बहुत सारी apart from like ऐसे formal बातें होती है, I remember you always talking about this, feed your brain and feed your body and feed your soul,
Yes,
right? Yes.
yes.
So tell our viewers a little about that, because that's a very interesting concept. And in fact, for everybody, I was personally struggling with something in life right now, and I had asked Swati that, Swati यार मेरे को ये दिक्कत हो रही है, मैं क्या करूँ? And as an answer, Swati had given this answer to me. So I thought that, if you can share it with everybody, it'll benefit so many people.
Yeah. So see, we are mind. एक हमारा दिमाग है, मशीन जो है हमारी, एक हमारी बॉडी है,
Right.
ठीक है, और एक हमारी सोल है, अंतरात्मा जिसको हम बोलते हैं,
Hmm.
ठीक है। हम क्या करते हैं कि कई बार हम अपने दिमाग को सिर्फ फीड कर रहे होते हैं, कि हमारे दिमाग ने बोला ये कर, ये कर, ये कर, हम उसके पीछे चले जाते हैं और हम करते हैं। हमें 2 मिनट के लिए मजा आता है कि ओ वाह गाड़ी खरीद ली, मजा आ
Yeah.
गया, फिर खत्म। फिर हमारा माइंड बोलता है अब ये चाहिए, हाँ, फिर हम वो करते हैं, ठीक है, फिर हम वो अचीव कर लेते हैं, फिर उसके बाद नाउ व्हाट? इट्स अ नेवर एंडिंग प्रोसेस। इन दिस थिंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इज यू आर फीडिंग योर ब्रेन, व्हिच इज ग्रेट।
Right.
आपका दिमाग जहां आपको ले जाना चाहता है, जो आपने अपनी एक इमेज बनाई है अपने दिमाग में कि मैं ऐसा हूँ,
Hmm. Hmm.
इस ऐसे को कितना आगे लाइफ में बढ़ना चाहिए, वो आपके दिमाग की सोच है, ठीक है।
Yeah.
आप पढ़ो, तो आपने दिमाग को फीड किया, आपकी लाइफ बढ़ रही है। नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट we see that many successful people, or many people who have everything, even they are not happy, because maybe somewhere in the process they are only feeding their mind.
Yeah.
What else do you have to feed?
Hmm.
You have to feed your body also. and you have to feed your soul also. Now, how do you feed your body? You feed your body by giving it good food.
Yeah.
Okay. You feed your body by exercising.
Yeah.
Okay. You feed your body by because when you exercise, आपके chemicals release होते हैं body में, right? It's not
Yes.
something that I have created.
Yeah.
It is something natural that is there.
Yeah.
When you now, how would your body function? How would your body be fed? By food, yes. Stomach will get be fed by food. But what about the chemicals that our body needs, like dopamine, serotonin? What about those chemicals? तो उसको create करने के लिए you exercise. Okay, you exercise or you do activities that you like to do, like sports, you read. Even reading, for that matter, is like, for me, it's like feeding your body, because when you read, when you study, you lose calories.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in a way, it is like, elevating. It is elevating you, and anything that elevates you feeds your body.
Yes. Okay.
So you feed your body like that. Now, how do you feed your soul?
Hmm.
So you feed your soul by our whole thing of self-love.
Okay.
Okay, by connecting to yourself, by knowing who you really are. Now, how would you do that? How would you do that? You can only do that when you cut off 360-degree noise
Hmm.
and you go within,
Hmm.
and you really be with yourself.
Hmm.
So the that 5 minutes that I was saying, give
Hmm.
to yourself, is feeding your soul.
Right.
Now, also, it is not as simple as this. It's a long journey where, when you feed your soul, sometimes what happens when you say that, I feel very happy. So
Hmm.
what is happiness?
Hmm.
Complete happiness is when you say you feel happy without any reason,
Yeah. 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 होता है
that
कभी
is
कभी
when
ऐसे, you just
kabhi
feel
kabhi
happy.
you just feel happy, right?
Yeah.
So that state is when your mind, body, and soul, all three are happy.
Also, yeah. Yeah.
All three are happy. So that is when you don't even know, but you are happy.
Yeah.
Imagine if we remain in that constant state.
Hmm. Yes.
Not that you will always be happy, but that fulfillment,
Yes.
that you won't feel empty.
Yeah.
You will feel fulfilled. और ये तभी होगा जब आपका mind, body, and soul, all three are well fed.
Yes.
Otherwise, if one thing also is not fed, no,
Hmm.
it's not done. That's why so many successful people, if you see, I keep going back to them because I think they're very spiritual people. Their journeys are not, it's very spiritual.
Yeah.
Everybody you read about, if you take Tesla, you take Mark Zuckerberg, you take anyone, they feed their mind, body, and soul.
Yes. Yes.
They do that.
Yes. I think at some point, उनके life में, like मैं आपको just एक छोटा observation बताता हूँ. Recently, I was reading a magazine where Jeff Bezos, जो Amazon का founder है, right?
Yeah,
They had shown his picture when he founded Amazon and what he is today. He looks more younger today than what he was looking in those days.
yeah.
And in that thing, he talked about how he realized at a point that work is not something that makes him happy. He has to focus on himself. He has to focus on his body. And
Correct.
of course, yoga भी करता है बहुत.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying.
See, it's also like कि कई बार आपने देखा होगा कि लोग बोलते हैं कि यार हमारे साथ ना बहुत बुरा हुआ, हाँ, and we were almost about to feel finished, but then we rose from there.
Yes.
Okay. Now what happens जब हम लोग इतनी, मैं बोलूंगी कि पिट्स में जाते हैं, हम इतनी नीचे जब हमारे पास कोई रास्ता नहीं होता ना, हाँ, तो हम अपने आप से मिलते हैं उस टाइम पे.
Correct.
ठीक है, क्योंकि हम अकेले होते हैं उस टाइम पे.
Yes.
हाँ, हम अपने आप से मिलते हैं उस टाइम पे. हम अपने आप से मिलते हैं और फिर उसके बाद हम वो झेलते हैं, उस दर्द को झेलते हैं, हम उस तकलीफ को झेलते हैं अकेले.
Yes.
ठीक है. उसके बाद जब हम अपने आप को झेलते हैं, हमारे पास कुछ सोल्यूशन निकलता है और हम वो स्टेप लेते हैं. एंड वी गो स्टेप, we take that step and then we come out of it and we rise.
Yes.
We rise. I am saying don't go to that pit. एटलीस्ट अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करो कि आप वो पिट्स में जाने से पहले उसी स्टेट में रहो ना, जहाँ पर आप अपने आप से कनेक्टेड हो, जहाँ पर आप वो इतना दुख.
Don't wait to connect with yourself till you reach that dark place.
Yes. Make it a constant practice, because that is what spiritual journey is, where you are constantly in that state. It's not that just because तुम्हें अच्छा मुझे दुख हो गया, मेरी लाइफ में सब चीज बेकार हो रही, तो मैं मेडिटेट कर लेता हूँ. That is
Yes.
a wrong practice. That is like putting a condition in, even in meditation or in any spiritual practice. You should not put any condition. It should be like a constant state. It should be like your way of life.
Yes.
But at the same time, again, with compassion. It's not a compulsion. If you don't want to do it, take your time. जितना आपको सही लगता है आपके हिसाब से time, take that much time and then go for it.
Yeah.
Don't jump into it immediately because someone is telling you.
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah.
Swati, you are an actor, right?
Yeah.
और हम सभी को ऐसा लगता है कि एक एक्टर की लाइफ बहुत ग्लैमरस होती है, because you get to come on screen, you work on such projects that you love, you're doing what you're passionate about. But I also know that an actor's life is also like the life of any other professional, right?
Yeah.
उसमें उतार चढ़ाव होते हैं. In fact, मुझे लग रहा है बहुत ज्यादा होता है, because you are now exposed to this whole world and you have fans and you also have trolls, and then you do a project, it works, you don't do a project, it doesn't work, right? इतने उतार चढ़ाव है, right? Tell me, how has your whole perspective of spirituality helped you as an actor to and have you been able to integrate that into the work that you do, and what has it done to you?
Okay, so there are two aspects of it that it has helped me in two aspects. One is when I'm not working, okay, and one is when I'm working. So when I'm not working, okay, so when I'm not, there's nothing, right? Only when I'm in front of the camera, that is when I'm working. When I'm not working, मैं क्या करूँ? Okay. Correct. Now if I'm empty inside, okay, now if I'm not filled inside, अगर मेरे अंदर substance नहीं, मैं भरी हुई नहीं हूँ अंदर से, तो I will look for external thing. I will not like being with myself. I will look for certain things to pass my time with. I would look for external sources to be complete, to be fulfilled, and it is good also, because when you don't feel this, you don't seek things. You feel this, and that is when you go out and you learn various things. Right. But at the same time, being alone with yourself without going crazy is how it helped me. Okay, in very simple language, I would say that it helped me. It helped me in being consistent with my dreams. And it gave me power to be there, to stick around, to not leave and go back to my hometown. And now the other aspect is when you are in front of the camera. Okay, how does it help me? So again, being in the moment, which we've been talking about, that when I'm in the moment and I'm not distracted and I'm talking to you, okay, there is like a direct energy between me and you. Okay, so whatever is coming out of my mouth has much more conviction, and the other person will listen to it. Right. Okay. Right. Now, when I see acting, it is that, right? I mean, you are in that moment and you are with your co-actor and you are performing a scene. And if you're distracted even a bit, there will be thoughts that will, other thoughts that will cross your head. Yeah. And it will reflect on your face, or it will reflect in your energy. Yes. So to be in that moment while performing is something that yoga has taught me. Yeah.
And I also remember, Swati, that once you had shared with me.
And there are also other things also, like breathing, how to calm yourself down when you are anxious, when you're nervous. So, how to breathe properly at that time, how to slow yourself down. Yeah. All of these are technical aspects which are also there, which probably actors would understand. Or, when you go for, not just actors, any profession, I would say, when they go, even corporates, like, they go for these seminars where they are taught this. Yes. That, when you go for a meeting, sit and, take deep breaths and then count and hold your breath. So all of that is yoga only, it's like, so corporates ko ye sab sikhaya jata hai, because I have a lot of corporate friends, they keep telling me all this. So it's the same. It's the same. Technically, this is how it helps you, but apart from that, philosophically also it helps you.
Yeah.
So
And I
yeah,
think this is true for everybody because हम सब भी हमारे लाइफ में हम कुछ भी प्रोफेशन में हो, right? There are these moments in the day when you are not doing anything. Like maybe for an actor it's longer, जहाँ पर आप where you are working and not working. But I think for us professionals it's like वो हमारे साथ भी होता है, and in that moment to stay with yourself, right, to be connected with yourself, I think that is very very
that is
that's
the
very
key. That is the
that's
key.
the key.
जैसे कि हम लोग कई why are few people good orators and why are few people good speakers? Because every word that comes out of their mouth has a
Yes,
lot of clarity and conviction and substance
yes,
and
yes,
energy. So
yes,
it is only because they're calm inside.
yes,
They are
yes,
not
yes,
distracted. They are in that moment.
yes,
The energy transfer is, there is no restriction in that energy transfer. Whatever they are saying,
yes,
it is reaching people because it's straight, it's
yes,
solid.
yes, 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 yes. I think, and I think being in that moment is what gives energy to that whatever we are doing, right? Well, that is what I feel is uh, seems to be really the key. Great, Swati. I think हम लोग बहुत मैं आपका बहुत ज्यादा time ले रहा हूँ. I just have one last
No,
question, and then
yes.
then I think we can close. Okay. So my question to you is, we have founded Stree Incredible for a certain purpose, right? And
Yeah,
we just feel that there is a lot. All women are incredible. It's just about this journey of discovering how incredible you are, bus, right? And I think
yeah.
for a lot of women like you are already on that path and you traveled a long journey. But we also feel that there are a lot more incredible women out there who really don't know how incredible they are, right?
Yeah.
So for such viewers of ours and for everybody, as a matter of fact, what would your advice be in terms of how can we use, or not use is a very, I think it's a bad word in that sense, but how can we integrate spirituality to really discover how incredible we are as human beings and what we can really do with this wonderful life that we have? I know you shared a lot in this thing, but if you like to sum up and just share your
टू सम इट अप मैं अपनी मम्मी के रेफरेंस से बोल रही हूँ बिकॉज आई एम श्योर आपके जो व्यूअर्स हैं दे आर ऑफ that age also, they would be of that age, or anyone younger also.
they're all
This advice,
ages
all ages, so
से
this
लेकर
advice is,
मम्मी की एज के सारे हैं.
yeah, this advice is for everyone, and reference would be my mother.
Yes.
That my mother learned how to respect and love herself when she was beyond 50. And I see a change in her overall, her outlook towards life and everything. I would say start it right away. Start respecting yourself. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Everyone has their own journey.
Right.
अपने आप को टाइम देना स्टार्ट करो, अपने आप से प्यार करना स्टार्ट करो. कैसे अपने आप से आपको व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस टू रीच देयर, क्योंकि अपने आप से प्यार करना बस बोलने में सुनने में सही है, पर उस तक पहुंचना कैसे, ये आप अगर आप ये पूरा सुनेंगे तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि कैसे उस तक पहुंचते हैं. वेरी फ्यू स्टेप्स इज कि अपने आप को सुबह उठ के 10 मिनट दो जहां पर आपका कोई एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, आप सिर्फ अपने साथ रहो 10 मिनट. और उस 10 मिनट में try and actually be with yourself in that moment.
Right.
Do not get interrupted in that moment. And I would say that this would be the initiation to understand what self-love, self-care is.
Yes.
The
Yes.
mentality at least. So I
Yes.
think all that I would want is to initiate it in people. And this is the way.
Awesome. So, Swati, I have asked you about spirituality and yoga. We talked about spirituality and religion. ठीक है. एक और जो हमारे करंट टाइम्स में बहुत बातें चल रही है, और आई थिंक उसके बहुत सारे फायदे भी हैं, उसके नुकसान भी हैं, इज दिस होल थिंग ऑफ गुरु, राइट? कि अगर आपको स्पिरिचुअलिटी में आगे बढ़ना है तो आपको एक गुरु की जरूरत है. और ऑनेस्टली आज की तारीख में almost everybody in our country has some guru or the other, right? There's somebody they follow, किसी के आश्रम में जाते हैं, किसी के टॉक सुनते हैं, राइट? और बहुत आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंस्पायरिंग ऑल्सो। मैं खुद बहुत इंस्पायर होता हूँ इनके टॉक्स और सब देखकर। लेकिन फॉर अ स्पिरिचुअल सीकर, is having a physical guru or anybody outside you as a person, as a guru, is that really important? Do you have your own guru? If yes, if no, how has that journey been, and what is your view on this whole idea that guru hone chahiye?
See, first of all, आज के जमाने में गुरु शिष्य हमारे पहले प्रथा जो हुआ करती थी, उसमें जो गुरु होते थे वो बचपन से ही कोई एक सिद्धि प्राप्त करने के लिए प्रैक्टिस करते थे, तपस्या करते थे, फिर जाके गुरु बनते थे, एंड देन दे यूज्ड टू गिव इट बैक अपना स्टूडेंट सेलेक्ट करके। दे यूज्ड टू सेलेक्ट स्टूडेंट्स। ग्रुप क्लासेस नहीं होती थी पहले। तो गुरु शिष्य प्रथा जो है वो ये होती थी। तो गुरु वो माना जाता था गुरु। Now, today's day and age, because everything has changed, and obviously we are in this quick world where everything needs to be fast and all of that. It's not bad to go and learn something from someone. But if you give your entire life to that person, are you able to do that? No. Then what? What will you do? What can you do? I would suggest become your own guru, become your own teacher. जैसे कि मैं आपको अपना एग्जांपल देती हूँ, मैंने बहुत टीचर्स से बहुत कुछ सीखा है। ओके, मैंने योगा कोर्सेज किए हैं, विपासना सीखा है, different type of meditations I've gone and learned and given myself time, but now I have 20 gurus. Okay, तो मैं, who is my guru? Did I feel like sticking to one person and then just follow them? No. Why? Because I'm changing continuously. Maybe I'm in some way not agreeing with what they are saying, or maybe I'm not agreeing with what they are teaching. तो मतलब लेकिन नहीं, मैं क्योंकि वो मेरा गुरु है मैं मानूं. No, that is being rigid. That is, making someone's beliefs bigger than yours. I feel one should be their own guru, and they should, after learning, they can go to places and learn, but after learning, they should try. It's like art. You can learn guitar, but then if you are a musician or not depends on you. Okay, तो तुम गिटार सीखने के लिए किसी टीचर के पास जा सकते हो, ठीक है, 1 साल चले गए, तुम बहुत अच्छे हो गए गिटार पे, लेकिन फिर उसके बाद क्या, अगर तुम बैठ गए घर पे, हाँ, और फिर वो टीचर जो तुम्हें बोलता है तुम बस वो मानते गए, हाँ, लेकिन और वो ही करते गए, तो where is your creativity? What will you create on your own as an individual artist, as an individual musician? So it's like the same thing. कि ठीक है, तुम सीखने जा सकते हो कि यार अच्छा योगा ऐसे करते हैं, ये पोस्चर्स ऐसे होते हैं, मेडिटेशन ऐसे करती है, क्योंकि कोई तो सिखाने वाला चाहिए. ओके, या फिर ओके, मैं लाइफ में मेरे को कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है, आई नीड एन एक्सटर्नल सोर्स टू टेक एडवाइस फ्रॉम. यू गो, यू डू दैट, बट देन you would have problems because life is not like this, it's like this. So you would have problems all throughout. Then either you can run back to your guru, or you can have your own individual journey of you being your own guru, because by the end of it you come for your own rescue, nobody else does. Yes. So I would say कि ठीक है, गुरु होना जरूरी होता है, क्योंकि तुम्हें चीजें सीखनी भी होती है, लेकिन at the same time, by the end of it, you have to take charge of your own life. And even if it's strange, जैसे कि पहले मुझे याद है मैं बोलती थी अपने घर पे कि मम्मी मुझे लगता है मैं भगवान हूँ. ठीक है, it's very funny. Okay, they used to laugh at it. Okay, and पर मैं बोलती थी, ठीक है, मैं बोलती थी कि मैं अपना खुद का I will create my own thoughts, यार. That gave me freedom. Now I look back and I myself laugh at it. But that gave me freedom. That gave me freedom to express. That gave me freedom to express my thoughts, to learn, to unlearn. if you will become a guru, you will also, if you become your own guru, you will also know how to unlearn things that you have learned.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you are the teacher, right? And
Yes.
you are your own teacher, so you can't judge yourself. So अगर आपने एक चीज सीखी है 3 साल पहले, 3 साल बाद आपको लग रहा है कि नहीं यार ये चीज तो
It's not working.
और it's not working, and it is something कि इसके हम और डीप जा सकते हैं, और ये तो सिर्फ एक छोटा सा पहलू था इस बात का. हाँ, so if you're your own guru, you can bring those changes. You will think about all those things because you are your own teacher.
Yes.
So
yes.
for me, it's like that. In today's day and age, one has to be their own teacher also. And one needs to have their own brain also, apart from external source. Who can be a guru, who can be a book, it can be anything.
Yeah. So, Swati, you talked about when we started this conversation, you said that मैंने yoga शुरू किया, and then मेरे को लगा कि boss, I am the best, मतलब वो ego आ गया, right?
Yeah.
And then after 10 years, you said, अरे यार मुझे तो actually कुछ भी नहीं आता, it's just like a speck in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
What is this thing called ego? और ये मतलब ये what does this do to us on the path of spirituality? इसके साथ कैसे deal किया जाए?
See, what happens is, and especially I've seen this with all the yoga practitioners that I've seen, and otherwise also, that हमारा जो ego होता है ना, वो बहुत strong होता है, वो हमारे अंदर होता है, जो हमारी ego की वजह से हम अपने आप की एक image बनाते हैं कि यार मैं तो ऐसी हूँ यार, मैं तो अगर किसी से अगर एक बार चिढ़ गई ना, फिर मैं उससे बात नहीं करती, या फिर मैं अगर अरे ये तो बेकार है, तो ऐसी है, मेरे सामने क्या है, या फिर whatever. ये ईगो हमारे सबके अंदर होता है, और हम लोगों ने अपनी इमेज अपने दिमाग में क्रिएट करी होती है. एज वी ग्रो अप, दूसरे लोग भी बोलते हैं अरे हमारा बच्चा तो ऐसा है, तो हम उसको सुन के वी क्रिएट अ पर्सनैलिटी. हम लोग अपनी एक पर्सनैलिटी अपने दिमाग में क्रिएट करते हैं, और क्योंकि वो हमारी पर्सनैलिटी होती है और हमने अपने दिमाग में क्रिएट की होती है, तो हमारे एक सर्टन ईगो होता है. ईगो इज ऑल्सो वाइस विच रिमेन्स इनसाइड your body, and there are a lot of factors of ego being inside your body. Now when you do yoga or when you do any of the practices जो कि तुम्हें तकलीफ दे किसी तरीके की, जैसे कि अगर हम योगा पोस्चर करते हैं तो हमें तकलीफ होती है, या फिर हम जब मेडिटेट करते हैं तो हमारी बैक में पेन होता है, हमें तकलीफ होती है, तो ये जो ईगो होता है ना, ये सरफेस पे आ जाता है. ठीक है. हाँ, और अगर तुमने थोड़ा सा अच्छा कर दिया, मतलब तुमने अगर तुम्हारे दर्द हो रहा है बैक में, हाँ, और तुमने वो झेल लिया और 1 घंटे मेडिटेट कर लिया, या फिर तुमने 1.5 घंटे की क्लास कर ली, हाँ, योगा की पोस्चर्स कर लिए दर्द होने के बावजूद, तो तुम्हें लगता है कि ओ माय गॉड, मैं तो प्रचंड योगी बन चुका हूँ, हाँ, आई एम दी थिंग, बिकॉज आई कुड डू ऑल दिस. And then what happens? The ego overtakes. ईगो जो है वो ओवर पावर कर देता है तुम्हारी प्रैक्टिस को, वो सरफेस में आ जाता है. इट्स नॉट दैट कि इसकी वजह से, ईगो ऑलरेडी अंदर है, लेकिन अभी वो सरफेस ऑलरेडी है. इट जस्ट कम्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू नाउ, इट कम्स आउट, इट कम्स आउट. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस, कई लोग जो होते हैं जिंदगी में, इट्स नॉट अबाउट योगा, कई लोग जो होते हैं वो इस स्टेज में अटके रहते हैं. सी, देयर आर 3 stages in life that I have observed. Okay, one stage is where you don't know anything, but you are okay with it, but still you think that you know everything. Okay, you are okay with it, you think you know everything, you don't know anything, you are okay with it, but you still think that you know everything. That is first stage. Second stage of life is when you know 50% but you think you are 100%, and उसमें तुम egoistic भी होते हो, rigid हो जाते हो. नाउ इस स्टेज में जो इंसान रहते हैं ना, उनकी लर्निंग नहीं हो पाती फिर आगे, और हमारे सोसाइटी में या फिर हमारे वर्ल्ड में जो मैं देखती हो रहा हूँ, मैक्सिमम लोग इसी स्टेज में अटक जाते हैं उनकी पूरी लाइफ. एंड दैट इज व्हेन बिकॉज देयर इज नो इंडिविजुअल ग्रोथ, क्योंकि तुम सोच के बैठ गए हो कि मेरे को तो सब पता है, तो तुम वो सोच के बैठ गए हो, तो तुम अब आगे क्या सीखोगे, तुम क्या रीइन्वेंट करोगे. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल वो इस स्टेज में अटक के रह जाते हैं. देन कम्स द थर्ड स्टेज वेयर you probably know more than 50%. You know maybe 80%, or maybe you know 100%. And when you reach that 100%, you realize that there are endless dimensions of this 100%.
Right.
What you know is 1%, not even 1%, 0.00. 0.00001% of the truth that exists.
Yeah.
And from that state, तुम वो थर्ड स्टेज जो होती है, हाँ फाइनल स्टेज होती है, जिसमें तुम्हें पता चल जाता है कि you are nothing.
You're nothing.
You are nothing. And from that stage, your actual learning begins. From that state, you actually start understanding. तुम humble हो जाते हो. And you know, that is when you go humble, when you become a student of life, you know, that is when it gives you a lot. When you become a student of your own life, you know, that is the third stage, because then, you know, you want this, you want that, and you become like a baby, you know, you see everything with amusement, you know, everything for you is new, because you know, you don't know anything. So you start seeing things. Second stage वाले लोग जो है वो देखना ही बंद कर देते हैं. उनको लगता है जो वो सोच रहे हैं वो ही सही है, जो वो कर रहे हैं वो ही सही है. उनके पास जितनी नॉलेज है उससे ज्यादा दुनिया में किसी के पास नॉलेज नहीं है. और मैक्सिमम अगर हम देखें तो इसमें काफी लोग अटक जाते हैं, बट जो लोग इसमें अटक जाते हैं वो ज्यादा टाइम तक खुश नहीं रह पाते. वो इरिटेबिलिटी आती है, तुम चिड़चिड़े रहते हो, तुम्हें समझ नहीं आता, तुम्हें चिड़मची, तुम्हारे अंदर गुस्सा आता है, तुम्हारे अंदर टॉक्सिसिटी रहती है, क्योंकि तुम्हारी ग्रोथ ही नहीं हो रही है, तो तुम्हारे अंदर टॉक्सिसिटी रहेगी. यू नो, इट विल, तुम्हारी जो एनर्जी है, जो सोल, फीडिंग द सोल, योर सोल इज नॉट बीइंग फेड. सो इफ योर सोल इज नॉट बीइंग फेड, you will not understand what is wrong. क्योंकि सब कुछ तो है, हमने पैसा कमा लिया, हमारा सब तो सही है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रही है हमको? It's because soul you can't understand. It's something you can't see.
और ये कितना कॉमनली हम सुनते हैं ना कि यार सब कुछ सही है पर पता नहीं यार, there's something in life जो मतलब वो नहीं हो रहा है, वो मजा नहीं आ रहा है, वो फीलिंग नहीं आ रही है.
Yeah, because you are not feeding your soul, you are not reinventing yourself, you are not seeing things the way they are, you are seeing things from your worldview, you are seeing things from your eyes. So बोलते हैं ना, जैसी दृष्टि वैसी सृष्टि. तो तुम अपने आप को जो है बहुत रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहे हो खुद से, क्योंकि तुम दुनिया को अपने जैसा तुम हो वैसी पूरी दुनिया को देखते हो. So you have to go beyond that. You have to open yourself up. And you can only open yourself up, and you can only learn, and you can only see things the way they are when you accept that you are very small, and you know, you have, and not pretend to accept it, but actually, you know, make
genuinely believe that.
See, genuinely, when I say that you have to believe that you're nothing, that doesn't mean कि तुम अपना confidence खत्म कर दो.
That's very important.
No, that doesn't mean कि तुम अपने आप को, मतलब लोग भी सोचेंगे एक तरफ ये बोल रही है self love और दूसरी तरफ ये बोल रही है कि you have to feel that you're nothing. No, it's not that. You will only feel that you are nothing when you will have that knowledge. When you will go to, you will have to take, there is no shortcut, you will have to take that journey जहाँ पर आपको अपने आप से उठ के बाहर निकल के और दुनिया को देखना होगा कि कैसी है, या फिर अपने अंतर मन को झांकना होगा. इन दोनों में से एक चीज तो करनी पड़ेगी, चीजें सीखनी पड़ेगी, अपने आप को रीइन्वेंट करना पड़ेगा. That is when you will reach a stage, the third stage, where you know you will know कि okay. वो बोलते हैं ना कि ज्ञानी आदमी जो है वो ज्यादा बात नहीं करता है. वो A wise man once said nothing. क्योंकि वो इतना सीख रहा होता है. So for people like this, you know, even death becomes an experience. You know, they don't really die, because even when they are dying, they're learning something. And when you learn, you can never die. You know, you're learning. So मरते हुए भी वो इंसान सीख रहा होता है कुछ. जो ऐसी when you become a learner of life, and you become a student of life, you're always learning, you know. So everything, good, bad, everything becomes an experience. See, anyway, things will happen in your life. Good things will happen, bad things will happen. Now, either you can learn from it consciously, being a student, or you can sulk. या तो आप दुख मना सकते हो, या फिर उस चीज से सीख सकते हो, और उस चीज से सीख के ग्रो कर सकते हो. Choice is yours. Choice is totally yours.
Beautiful. I think this is given me a lot to think. A wise man once said nothing. So be social. But I think that distinction was very important, that आप कुछ नहीं हो, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप अपने आप को डिग्रेड करो या आप ये सोचो कि मुझे कुछ लाइक आई एम नॉट वर्दी इनफ. इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट.
जब आपके अंदर इतना आप इतना भर जाते हो, जब आपका घड़ा पूरा भर जाता है, इट्स लाइक ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश. ओके, इट ऑल्सो सिग्निफाइज दैट ब्रह्मा इज क्रिएशन, Vishnu is execution, prosperity, Mahesh is destruction. Okay, till the time you don't destruct what you created of yourself completely, you will not be able to go to the further step.
Go to the further step, yes.
So
yes.
Our life is like a circle of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. It's like an endless loop of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So
Yes.
it is that. So when I'm saying the 3 stages, and I'm saying it's all Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, you know, you make, you execute, you destroy. Now, destroy doesn't mean you become self-destructive. Destroy
Yes.
means you don't attach your ego to what you made.
Yeah.
You know, you जितना जो पेड़ होता है जिसमें फल लगे होते हैं वो उतना झुका हुआ होता है. जो बिना पत्ती के पेड़ होता है वो सीधा होता है.
Yeah.
हाँ, so क्योंकि तुम you know, when you are fruitful, हाँ, you will be you know, bowed down, and that for me that is nothing. Like, you know, when you know that you are nothing.
Yeah.
No, you're just a source of fruits. You know, you're nothing. That is when, you know, next time again there will be newer fruits in you. फिर से तुम्हारे, you know, the tree has newer fruits, new buds and all of that. So life is also like that, according to me, my personal wisdom. That you know, you make something, you learn something, and you discard it.
Yeah.
You go to further this thing. You know, you learn something more, which is bigger than that.
Yeah.
And this can only happen when you come from a humble state, when you don't have ego, when you come from a state of nothingness.
And I think when you come from a space of compassion and not compulsion.
Very important. This is like, I think this is the motive of our session, which is like changing compulsion into compassion. तो आप कुछ भी चीज अपनी लाइफ में कंपल्शन के साथ कर रहे हो, उसको एक बार कंपैशन के साथ करके देखो, यू विल नो द डिफरेंस.
मुझे अभी आधे घंटे में ट्रेन से कहीं जाना है और वो मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा कंपल्शन है, लेकिन मैं आज इसको एक्सपेरिमेंट करके देखता हूँ. If I can,
I can do it. Like, you know, just enjoy when you, be there, you know, be there in that moment. हाँ, आप ट्रेन के अंदर जा रहे हो तो अगर धक्का मुक्की वैसे भी होगी, ठीक है, but you know, just go with the flow. ऐसे अंदर हो, okay, you know, see that, because करना तो है, तो compassion से कर लो.
मैं अभी आधे घंटे में पता चल जाएगा whether मैं ये टेस्ट में पास हुआ कि फेल हुआ. I think I'm going to drop a message to you and I'm going to tell you how that journey happened.
I'm waiting.
But thanks a lot, Swati.
My pleasure. I hope I was a bit useful, and my answers were, and what I said, my views were not too scattered. Because,
no, I think I really feel that these conversations are very less that we have in our lives. मतलब generally अगर आप हमारी lives देखो, of all of us who are even watching this, right? We talk about a lot of things, but you know, it is not often that we can talk about spirituality with everybody. And I am so glad that we could have this conversation today because ये बहुत जरूरी है. I believe in this. I believe in this, and I want to bring it out to the world. And I'm so grateful to the universe that we could connect. Well, we have connected, but to connect at this level, I think that is something very, very unique.
Definitely. I think even I wanted to talk about it for a very long time. तो मैं अपने दोस्तों का दिमाग खाती हूँ. Might as well might as well, you know, record it and then let a little more people get bothered by it.
No, I am sure this is going to be immensely helpful. ये एक ऐसा question है जो सबके mind में, to be honest, right? And we always look up to like big personalities to answer this. But I think when it comes from somebody who's like us, like, you know, you are a part of our world. You are not like आप कहीं हिमालय में नहीं रहते हो, आप कोई आश्रम में नहीं रहते हो. You are living in a city. You are working professional.
And that too a very tough life. You know, city life, tough life.
Yes.
That too as an artist.
Yes, exactly, right. So everything जो हमें लगता है कि हमारे लाइफ में challenges हैं, वो सारे आपके लाइफ में भी है. And I think still, I mean, having done all that and doing all that, you've been able to share these things with us. I think it was very beautiful, very profound. इसमें से बहुत सारी चीजों को तो मैं नोट करने वाला हूँ क्योंकि मुझे उसको Instagram पे डालना है.
Oh wow.
But of course, I'm going to say this is from Swati. because they were really profound. I think compassion to compulsion to compassion, वो तो एक
Yeah.
theme है बहुत important. I think the way you talked about the brain, the body and the soul, I think that was very profound. Your own journey about acting and then the whole ego thing that you shared, मुझे लग रहा है इसमें से हमें सबको बहुत कुछ सीखने मिलेगा.
I
Thank
hope so.
you
I
so
hope
much,
so.
Swati. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.